Good morning. Just having a bit of a wander. Somewhere I've never been before. Just on the edge of the town. Do I know where I am? I've been walking for about an hour. No, not exactly. Am I lost? No. Because you never really get lost, do you? Not unless you're somewhere really silly remote. There's always clues. A classic case would be back that way. You can't really see now, so I've gone around the corner. There was a clearing with a view across the valley, and I stood on the bank, looked across the valley. I could see a school in the distance that I recognised. I could see where the power lines were running through the bottom of the valley, and I know where they end up. So I know roughly where I am. But sometimes it's nice to just have a wander with no clear place to go. Just ambling along. You find a path. Left, right, don't care. Whichever whatever I fancy. I suppose if you was to look it up, the word bimbling would be about right for today. I'm bimbling. But looking that way, I'm sort of coming to the edge of the woodland now. I can see the power lines are quite close. So I know, roughly where I am. So, I'll go back this way. Sort of the way I've come. But when I get back into the thick woodland, I'm going to take another path. It's a big wood. And I suppose if you didn't know what you were doing, had a bit of a panic, you could get lost in there. But if you just relax, take your time, have a sit down. Often, as I'm sure you're aware, in the woodland, you can't see, I don't know, more than 20 or 30 feet if it's thick stuff. But the one thing you can always do is hear. If you sit and listen, especially in a location like this, which is fairly close to the town, you can faintly just hear the hum of the traffic. There's lots of clues out there. So don't worry about having a poke about somewhere you don't know. You probably won't get lost. You may fail to proceed for a while and even go around in a circle, but you're never going to be lost. Right, back into the woods. I'm going to head down through here. Oh, isn't that squeaking? As it stops. Oh, it's not going to do it anymore. On a windy day, well worth listening out for. It's quite often when one tree has already fallen, but it hasn't hit the floor, and it's wedged against another. And you can hear the two trees rubbing together. Well, if it's squeaking, it's still there. If the squeak turns into a crack, start running. Right, let's switch off so I can find an interesting path, because even I'm getting a bit bored listening to myself. Oh, it's a bit windy here. I hope there's not too much wind noise on the old camera. That drops away down there a long way. Time to investigate. That might answer why it drops away so much. It looks like it could have been an old sandstone quarry. Some quite neat bits there, cut the size. So that would answer why that drops away right down in there. It's sort of the direction I want to go anyway. The car's somewhere over there. I'll get there eventually. Oh, it drops down in a fair way. I was up there looking at the rock. It's a job to estimate on a slope like this how much I've come down, but I've dropped down in a fair bit. And it carries on down. There's my finger there. And just there it looks like there's a bit of a crest and it drops really steep. Could be interesting. It looks like an old access road, or cart track it would have been. Here. And it still drops. I'm not sure I'm going to go quite that far down. It did spring to mind though. That'd be one hell of a downhill run on a mountain bike. I've probably, that from the rock at the top, probably come down 200 metres or so, and it's about, you know, like 45 degrees. You'd get a fair lick on down there. Now, I need to get over there somewhere. So do I risk breaking my neck down there? Or do I follow one of these paths? Oh, bugger it, let's go down. Well, that's where I've just dropped down from. Right up there somewhere. Through this lot. It was a bit steep in places. a bit of skiing, shall we say. And I'm sort of in the bottom of here. There is a bit of a footpath. Where am I? Not a clue. But there again, that's half the fun. I'll just follow this path. Let's see where, oh, just as I said that. I don't know if you can see on this. Water. The stream looks like it runs through there. Right. Now I've got a good idea. Because I know, obviously, we're on the coast. It's very hilly. All the streams head towards the sea. That's definitely flowing the direction I'm walking. Sea's this way. I know roughly which way round I am. Well, let's hope so. If someone finds this video on a decaying body in the woods, I was wrong. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I like a bit of tracking. Well, I've spotted one that I know quite well. Someone's been playing. I believe that is the track of the lesser spotted two-stroke motocross bike. I wanted to film these pebbles, and just as I got the camera out, the sun went in. but they were bright, bright orange. Something that's quite common around here. There's a lot of iron ore deposits and deep valleys like this, where thousands of years of the river running wears the bank away and it comes to the surface. But it doesn't look as impressive now, but it was really bright glowing orange. There's not a lot of movement in this water, although we've had a lot of rain. It was terrible the last few days, but on the whole it's been pretty dry. You can see by the banks there how high the water would normally be here. And we're down in a deep valley, very steep either side, so everything drains into here, and that's all there is. So yeah, pretty dry really. The first signs of civilization. Now I know exactly where I am. This will be the edge of the railway. Yep. Line up with the gap. There we go. It's a bit bright. I don't know quite how well it'll show. There's a tunnel there. That's because, as I said in a previous video, there's a big ridge of land around the outside of the town. And of course the railway can't go over it, so it has to go through it. That'll be the tunnel heading towards Ore Station, which is sort of roughly where I live. So now I definitely know where I am. I know home's that way. I know the road that I parked the car on. That'll be up there somewhere. Somewhere, he said. Once I come out onto the road at the top, because I know the road's got to be up there because it runs roughly parallel to the railway, then I know where I am. There, I knew roughly where I was. I've come out into the little hidden parkland, complete with the wind. Can't get out of the wind a bit. I've done a couple of videos in here in the past. So, yeah, I know exactly where I am now. Maybe you can see them on shot. There's the overhead cables. So I was across that valley in the woods up there somewhere. I could see the cables in the distance. I could hear the traffic noise. So I knew roughly where I was. Oh, windy, windy. I don't know whether you hear me in this wind, because I'm right at the top. But basically, I was in there somewhere, wandering about, quite aimlessly. Good fun though.